Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ellison Cruz and I'm pleased to welcome you to Unravel. This was just released for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, and basically it's a physics-based puzzle platformer that I really enjoyed. Not that that should be of any surprise to anyone. You guys, this game is so good. I really think you'll like it, especially if you're into these sorts of games. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with Unravel, ladies and gentlemen. And thus our intrepid young hero of cotton and wool, Yarny, has been born and thrust into an adventure of a lifetime. Immediately, you can tell how absolutely breathtaking this game is, and the music just accentuates the atmosphere even more. It's very impressive considering that Coldwood is a relatively indie studio and based out of Sweden, no less, so that's like a double whammy in my book. Anyway, speaking of books, we have ourselves a memory sort of novel here. Unfortunately, we don't know what they are. And our goal is to collect all of these memories and hopefully stitch them back into the fabric of reality and not let any of that go forgotten. So, yes, unfortunately the level progression is fairly linear because all we have right now is Thistle and Weeds, which is the first level. But eventually we will be able to move on to others such as Berrymire, the Sea, and then later on you'll be able to do some more interesting stuff over here. If I can't fail at platforming in the hub world, that'd be nice. So off the rails, yeah, some of these levels get relatively intense. So yeah, we're not going to be going there for a while. But we'll be getting into the basics here just about now. We'll explore more of this place later. Let's enter Thistle and Weeds. God, Yarny is so adorable, it's insane. Oh, but I do kind of wish that they picked a more aesthetically pleasing name aside from the obvious Yarny, because guess what, she's made of yarn. So, I don't know, that might just be me, but just watching her walk around in complete amazement and astonishment at the world around her. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Just like this childlike sense of wonder and awe. Not to mention the gorgeous visuals, by God. They are amazing. They can convey the best thing, but at the same time, the saddest. God damn it. Unfortunately, our journey ends here because we don't have enough. Oh, hey, what do you know? We need more yarn. So, anytime you see these kind of spools of yarn just lying around the world, these will basically allow you to progress even further and essentially setting up a checkpoint system for you. So that's pretty good. You want to make sure you find as many of those as possible. Anyway, we have crooked garden boxes here. And just your standard platforming fare, although you do have the ability to climb back up from where you just came with your yarn, so That brings a really unique aspect to this sense of platforming. It makes a lot of the puzzles very interesting. Anyway, we have our lasso business here. You go and let it go in order to, there we go, actually let go. Interesting. Alright, so we will collect that for later. And glittery surfaces means that you can climb on them, although it probably just means somebody sprayed it with pesticide. Who knows? Anyway, we have the jumping and lassoing, and it's all good business. You can climb up and things, and we are good. Whew. Now, we can drop down here if we want to. It'll chastise us for doing so. But basically, yeah, like I'd already said, we'll be able to do more with climbing up from where we came before, and we'll be nice and good. Also, lots of apples on the ground there. It's pretty interesting. Alright, but our main order of business here is to get across this tree branch and attach a yarn bridge. Now, this is going to be integral to platforming later on, and it's kind of funny that in the very few areas where there's text in this game, they get really sassy if you decide to make a bridge over here. But this works too. So basically, it'll just allow you to slingshot into higher areas and propel you aerially, and it's quite nice. So we'll continue over here and make another one, and I think they do mention it later on, but you will be able to make yarn bridges in midair. You don't have to be on a solid surface. So before we continue forward, I would like to begin explaining the concept of instant death. I did not die here. That was amazing. You can actually take fall damage and just immediately die. Did I mention that yet? You don't take fall damage, you just die. We have the concept of buttons here. There are 5 per level, and basically you want to collect them all if you wish for 100% completion. And that is what I intend to do. So there is our first one. And I feel like I already did talk about this. Maybe not. I've started up like 6 different projects. So we'll see. Here, let's climb back up here. Excuse me. Are you not gonna, there we go. And slingshot up there. Well, not getting impaled by apples. That'd be nice. Alright. Oh, and remember your lasso. Alright. So we'll go and make this over here. Make this right over here as well. Excellent. And now we can propel ourselves to freedom once again. Awesome. Alright, so, oh yeah, we can go down certain platforms, others not so much, but you also want to be careful you don't take too much fall damage. I'm gonna drop down here. Okay, so this is when you leave. This is the area you'd come back to if you just quit, as opposed to dying. So we'll go and collect that, and here, let's make this. We'll also be able to pick up objects and things. It might have prompted that at some point, but you do that with the B button. It's quite nifty for things. And with the weird physics in this game, it's hard to tell sometimes what you can and can't do. So, but they do make it pretty obvious in certain cases. So, anyway, you want to be careful because Yarny can go into shallow water, but if she's submerged for too long, then unfortunately you'll perish. So, wouldn't want that to happen. Nobody likes wet yarn. But we want to be a little bit careful here. And there we go. Okay, so, oh yeah, also, this is the most depressing thing ever. If you get stuck, you go in a fetal position, and the screen will fade to black, and then you lose. Or I guess you just sit there. I guess depending on how much yarn you have, she'll do different positions, but... Oh, wow, that was nowhere near you. Okay, so we're going up the porch to another porch, and we have a couple ways we could go here. Let's go down here and grab our objective first. So, or not our objective, our yarn. And then I like taking the scenic route personally, so we'll go up here, good old-fashioned recliner style, and we'll be good. This is obviously looks like the most comfortable thing you could sit on, right? Alright, so we'll go over here and go across here. Make a lot of noise in the process because why not? Oof. And then jump across the sunflowers. My god. Also, I'm missing something, aren't I? Here we go. Alright, we'll drop all these down, take that, and then we can just go back up from here. It's pretty nice, and something you're going to utilize a lot later on. Believe me, you're going to need every strand of yarn you have. Okay, so appears though this tricycle is unfortunately being tethered by a wheelbarrow. Oh no, it's nothing. Never mind, that was weird optical illusion. We'll go and bring this on over here. Roll it across. Oh god, this is amazing. I had pre-ordered this game, and I really want to be able to have Yarny as my new avatar little buddy. I've had the Ilo Milo one for like 5 years now, so I think it's nigh time for a change. Considering I don't really care that much about that sort of thing. Anyway, oh, we crashed. Darn. Alright, well luckily there's more yarn here. Okay, so you're going to want to be a little bit careful here. This is your first instance where if you mess up too badly, you'll die and you'll have to just start over. It's nothing too terrible, but just going to want to make our way across over here. And there's plenty of yarn to go around here. Let's, there we go. Sometimes the outreach is a little sketchy. All right, we'll go across here, and for our third button, we'll just go and drop here. And it's going to be right on the other side of this ledge. So I'm going to, nope, don't climb back up. Go over here. There we go. Awesome. It's a little bit too high to jump from down here, so. Whew. All right, and this jump, some of these jumps they put just out of reach unless you're running full speed. It's a little unnerving sometimes when you have to make consecutive jumps like this, so. It's just like right there. Sometimes it seems like it extends much more than it should. Oh. That child looks way too young to be sitting on a branch like that. Especially without adult supervision. Okay, so we got another one of these thistles and another save spot. Nice. So to the best of my ability, I'll try and contain each level to a single episode, which means you won't see this every day, but this is basically going to replace Super Mario RPG. By God. Alright. This building block was so strategically placed. So this is where your bouncing string is going to come in handy here. And this is to be used to transport objects and not necessarily for propulsion. So for whatever reason, we can bring across heavy objects on thin layers of yarn. Don't ask why that makes sense, because it really doesn't. And the main reason why you want to do this is because over here, we're going to go ahead and destroy ourselves. Our last bit of thistles, maybe? Was that it? Maybe. There it is. Okay, so can I... You're kidding me, right? I can't... There we go. Alright, so we will go push this all the way. Now, this game, for those of you who are planning to play this in the future, this game has really annoying collectibles sometimes. I'm just going to say it right now. And they put them in extremely obscure places. Ones you wouldn't think to look. This one isn't too bad because it's just right up here. But some of them later on, man, I'm telling you now, bane of my existence trying to find them. I spent more time finding collectibles than actually beating the levels. So, there. Alright, we'll continue across this seesaw, or teeter-totter? Seesaw? Something. So, oof, interesting. Now this puzzle always confused me because I'm not 100% sure how the game intends you to solve this. You have this yarn that you can go across the bottom there, but you also have the one on the tree. And I don't understand why you would need the one on the tree, since really to continue forward you go over here. So, yeah, don't know why that's there. Oh, we're in the shed now. Dark, damp, and dirty. Whew, alright. Of course we gotta have ourselves good old contrast here. So we're gonna go plug these together. And don't ask me why, but we're gonna go and take this nice little, I don't even know what this is. Bring that over here. And most of these things are gonna be used to help you get higher places. So, in case you're wondering. Okay, so we'll put this over here. And there we go. Now, unfortunately, we can't quite jump that high, so we're going to need the addition of this, our good friend. I don't even know what this is. I'm a little too far to be able to read it, but I'm sure it's in Swedish. which is, oh my god, Swedish is such a beautiful language, and oh my god, if I could one day just spend like a month there, that would be incredible. Or Iceland, that would be freaking awesome. Anyway, and I guess that's our last one, because we're almost done with the level. So we'll head over here. Oh, God. So with that, our first level has been complete, and we now have a new entry in our memory book. How beautiful this was when it was new, and how beautiful it still is, even though time has made it different. And eventually we will be able to unlock more entries in this very mysterious book, but for now, we're done with it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Allison Cruz, and I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Unravel. Next time, I hope you guys decide to join me for, we're going to enter the sea, and that level, ooh, that one's going to be a bit of a doozy. Now you notice all of our buttons are actually here, and the game is nice enough to let you know if you found them, just not necessarily where. So, if you're having trouble, well then, I hope this helps. But next time, we'll be taking on the sea, alright? I'll talk to you guys next time.